Hello, everybody. Welcome to Game 1 of the 1967 World Series on Inside Pitch. It is the St. Louis Cardinals from the National League and the American League champions, Detroit Tigers, as they were able to wait out and finally defeat the Boston Red Sox to win the AL pennant. Game 1 is here in Tiger Stadium. Of course, this was not a realized game, so don't have actual as-play lineups for the Tigers. Do have them for the Cardinals. I'm using the Cardinals lineup they used in the World Series for real, and I just came with the best lineup I could for the Tigers. Both teams have 6 bench players and 6 bullpen arms. Wanted to keep it fair for everybody. Starting pitchers for today's game: Bob Gibson for the St. Louis Cardinals, 13-7 with a 2.98 ERA. And for the Tigers, Earl Wilson, 22-11 with a 3.27 earned run average. Hello, Ben. How are you doing? For some reason, this thing has a fuzz on it. I don't know if I smudged the camera portion on my phone or what I did, but it just seems like it's not as clear as I would like it. So I'm trying to improve on that and see if I can get this thing to be a little bit clear. Touch cloudy. Is it still a, let me see. I don't think I have any kind of a, other than my t-shirt, I don't really have any kind of a thing to wipe over the camera. So hopefully that's best I can do, I think. Hello, Philip. Hello, Tom. Trying to get some issues done. Like I said, for some reason the through the phone it's looking a little cloudy, but maybe that's a little better now. I don't know. You're saying that's much better. Thank you, Tim. Okay. When I was carrying the phone, I must have put my fingerprint on where the camera lens is, and maybe that's what's causing that. I don't know. But anyway, we got our starting pitchers here. So starting pitchers for this game: Gibson and Wilson. Game 2, it will be for the Cardinals in Game 2. And again, I'm using their exact lineups in the World Series. Game 2 will be Dick Hughes, a right-hander, against Joe Sparma, a right-hander. Game 3 will be a matchup of another right-handers, Nelson Briles for the Cardinals and Denny McLain for the Tigers. Game 4, Bob Gibson comes back and pitches Game 4. But depending on how they're doing, I think I'm going to have Earl Wilson come back and pitch Game 4 also. Game 5 would see Steve Carlton get his first start for the Cardinals against another lefty, Mickey Lolich. So that's the plan for the first 5 games, assuming it goes at least 5 games. So here we go. Earl Wilson finishing up the warm-up tosses. And Speedy Lou Brock is going to lead things off. Unfortunately, of course, this was not as-played, so I don't have an as-played lineup. So had to use my own nasty handwriting. So that's why it doesn't look as good as it would have looked otherwise. So Tiger Stadium I'm going to put up here just so you can see it while the Cardinals bat, and I'll put it down here with the Tigers bat. All right, I think we are ready to go. Yeah, it's legible. That's about as far as I'll take it. All right, Earl Wilson, the pitcher rather, to Lou Brock. And one thing, the Tiger cards are very well broken in because I've been playing with them, for the whole month of September in the replay. Cardinal ones, I think this is the first time I've pulled out the 67 Cardinals since I bought the set. So they're very crisp and new, so they might stick together on me. We'll have to wait and see. First pitch of the World Series, 5-2 for Earl Wilson, is a possible error. And that's all the Tigers need are errors. Lou Brock, 1-3, single to the pitcher, but it's not an error check. Remember, in version 3, and I'm still using version 3, not version 4. But in version 3, an error check on a single now goes to an infield single kind of thing. It's not going to be a hit. It's based on the speed of the runner. Lou Brock is a 4. So if we roll a 1-4, he beats this out. 5-6, he is out. That's a 3, so he beats it out for a base hit. There is no error, but it will be a single for Lou Brock. And obviously, threat to steal. His attempt is an 8, and he gets the lead. 15 plus 3 is an 18. And free hands plus 1's a 19. So 1 to 19, he will steal it. And he does successfully, easily. Cardinals are off and running here in the top of the first. Now it's Curt Flood. Wilson, 6-1, possible error on a ground ball. Another possible error chance. Flood, 5-2, ground ball to third. That's a 12. Wirt, his defense is only a 5, so it's going to be a G3, 5-3 ground out. And now we'll see if Brock can make third. The only way he can make third is we roll a 6. And we do not, so Brock has to hold. So that'll bring up Roger Maris. And what the Cardinals did, they didn't face any lefties on the Boston Red Sox starting pitching staff. So when Mickey Lolich pitches either Game 4 or Game 5, depending on which one it is, I went to the regular season for the Cardinals, and they would use Alex Johnson in right field instead of Maris. So to get to that, that's probably what I'll do is I'll bench Maris and put in Alex Johnson, who was much better against lefties. But that we got to worry about. You don't have to worry about that for a while. So, hello, Utah Mike. How you doing? Doug, Chuck, if I missed anybody. All right, Wilson now to Roger Maris with Brock at second and 1 out. Nothing on the strategy. Wilson to Maris. 2-4, and that is a straight-up home run chance to a left-hander. That's a 7. That's a 10. Roger Maris. It's not 1961, but he just hit a 2-run homer off of Earl Wilson into the short porch in Tiger Stadium, and the Cardinals lead at 2-0. Look at it again, 2-4. Straight-up home run on a split chance against the lefty. It's a straight-up home run. That's a 7. He's a 10 versus right-handers. 2-run home run for Roger Maris. 2-0 Cardinals. Here is Cepeda. Wilson, 2-1, strikeout plus, so he does get Cepeda for out number 2. And that'll bring up the catcher, Tim McCarver. 3-1, that's another straight-up home run chance. That's a 15. McCarver's an 18. It's gone again. Another long ball for the Cardinals. Wilson being bit by the gopher ball. Look at it again. 3-1's a straight-up home run. No question mark. Straight-up home run. That's an 18. That's a 15. So Tim McCarver goes deep. And it's all of a sudden it's 3-0 Cardinals. And we may have to use Lolich in relief if they need long relief. They may have to go to Lolich for relief. Wilson to Shannon. 3-1 again. There's another straight-up home run. He's only an 8 this time. That's an 11. So no home run that time. But Wilson sure is putting it in the meat of the plate. 1-1 is a power result to center field. It goes to 5. That's a 4. It'll be a double for Mike Shannon. And Earl Wilson may not last past the first inning the way this is going. Here's Julian Javier. Cardinals just jumping on the Tigers like it's nobody's business. Wilson 3-5. That is a range play. We go to Javier for the range. 2-3, and that's a single to left field. Does that score Shannon? Well, Shannon runs at a 3. With 2 outs, it becomes a 4. Single to left field, score from second base. You add 1, makes it a 5. Left fielder's arm Horton's a 0. So 1 to 5. Anything other than a 6, he will score. And he does. So it's a RBI single for Julian Javier. And it is now 4-0 Cardinals. And Mayo Smith doesn't know what to think of this. Tiger fans are getting a little disgruntled. Boo birds are coming out, and the bullpen's already active. They have brought out, actually, let's see, who they're going to, I think John Hiller is their long relief guy, so he's going to come in, he's going to be in the bullpen loosening. We may lose strategy rolls very early on in this game if it keeps up like this. Wilson to Maxville. 3-5, another range play. Another range play. Oh, I didn't check the range play on that last play, did I? You were so right. I was going so smoothly there. I was just assuming what was going to happen, and I forgot about that. So now I got to remember who the range play was for. Let me go back. Julian Javier was the batter. I know there was a range play. And then it was a single to left, if I'm not mistaken. So the range is on the left fielder, Horton. Thank you, Ben, for checking that on me. So Horton needs a 3 or less to make this play. He does not. So it's going to stay a single to left, and everything we just talked about is still valid. So it will be an RBI single because Horton couldn't make the play. But we had to try and help him out, but it just didn't work. So the score does remain 4-0 despite that snafu. 1, nothing's gonna. They're not gonna. Well, do they send Javier? He's got a 9, and a 3 is 12, and then 1 is 13. Might as well. You're playing with house money, and he's in there. Stolen base for Javier. Now, do they walk Maxfield intentionally and pitch to Gibson? I don't know. Maxfield. Gibson's 133, Maxwell's 227, but you got to be able to get out a 227 hitter. Come on, this is ridiculous. You can't walk 227 hitters. You got to get him out. 6-1, possible error on a ground ball. 5-4, that's a ground ball to second. That's a 9. Second baseman McAuliffe is a 10, so it will be an error. E4. Cardinals just falling all apart. And now Gibson will bat before he pitches. This is really something. Maxwell not going to go anywhere. Runners at the corners, 2 outs for Bob Gibson. 2-4, that's against a righty. That's a walk chance, but that's a 16, and he does walk at a 16. Stadium even adds 3, so he will walk Gibson, and the Cardinals have batted around, and the infield, or the bases are now loaded. And that's going to be it for Earl Wilson. He's not going to make it out of the first inning. He is done. He'll have plenty of rest for Game 4, but they may not want him for Game 4 if he pitches like this. I hope he pitched better than that for RJL. So let's see if they got some length here. They may have to go to Mickey Lolich out of the bullpen. I think they will. I think they're going to pull Mickey Lolich out of the bullpen. They were saving him. He was kind of the odd man out in the rotation. So, and he does have relief. He does have relief ratings. So we're going to let Mickey Lolich come in and pitch in relief. Comes in a tough situation with the bases loaded. And let's see, Wilson's going to go 2/3 of an inning. He's going to give up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. He struck out 1 and walked 1. So far, 4 runs, all of which are earned, but bases are loaded, so any more runs this inning will be unearned. But now I've got to shift the line score over 1 inning all the way around since they batted around here in the first inning. Incredible. Not a way that the Tigers wanted to start. Not at all. All right, so Mickey Lolich, they're going to ask him to eat some innings, but he can only go 5 in relief, so I don't know what you do here if you're the Tigers. You're just trying to get somebody out there who can do anything. Hey, ID, how you doing? Dav. All right, so Lolich finishing up the warm-up tosses. Will be facing Lou Brock. I think it's the first game I've done in a very long time where the starting pitcher did not make it out of the first inning. So, and 4 runs would be tough to get against Gibson as it is. Lolich, let's see. Nothing on the strategy. Lolich to Brock. 4-4, and that is a walk chance. 9. Does not walk him, so Brock will get to swing it. 6-2, fly to left, and the inning's finally over. But for the Cardinals, they pick up 4 runs, and they do it on 5 hits. The 4 runs were all earned. There was an error, but it didn't count for any runs, and they left them loaded. So we go to the bottom of the first, and Bob Gibson has been given a golden lead to work with, 4-0. Hey JD, how you doing? Sorry you missed the fireworks if you just came in. It is 4-0 Cardinals, and Mr. starting pitcher Earl Wilson couldn't make it out of the first inning. He got knocked out early. All right, so Dick McAuliffe will start out here against Mr. Gibson. 6-3 is a blank to a lefty. So we go to McAuliffe. 4-6, ground ball to short. Maxwell is there, one away. That'll bring up Jim Northrup, center fielder. And the Tiger lineup I kind of had to make up on my own because there is no as played, obviously. 6-1, possible error for the Cards. Northrup, 5-5. Ground ball back to Gibson, but he's got a 0 error rating. So it's just an easy 1-3 ground out for out number 2. And here comes Al Kaline. 2-4, and that's a blank to a righty. Kaline, 5-1, single to left. So at least somebody can do something for Detroit. A single to left field. There will be a strategy roll for a pickoff, but Kaline's not going anywhere down 4-0. 20, so 1's a balk, 2-4 is a pickoff. 6 he got back. Here's Horton. 2-1, error on a ground ball possibly. Horton, 4-5, that's a fly to center, and that's going to end the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left. 1 inning gone is St. Louis 4, Detroit nothing. And now Curt Flood will be in the lead in the first position, batting second, but he's going to lead off the inning against Mickey Lolich. Curt Flood. Flood grounded to third his first trip. 1-4, strikeout chance 11, too high. Go to Flood. 2-4, ground ball to second. McAuliffe is able to make this play. And there's 1 away. Here's Roger Maris. Lolich, 3-4. That's a strikeout plus, and he got him. 2 down. That's why if Lolich does start game 5, they would bench Maris and use Alex Johnson. But up 4-0 in the second inning, you're not going to bench him already. Lolich, 6-5, possible error on a throw. We go to Cepeda. 5-1, ground ball to third. That's a 12, but Wirt's error is only a 5. So it's a 1-2-3 inning for Mickey Lolich. And they get out of it without any further damage. It's still 4-0. Still a tall task against Bob Gibson. And his 2.98 earned run average. So Norm Cash will lead it off for the Tigers. Followed by Freehand and Wirt. Hello, Terry P. How you doing? Gibson, 4-2. That's a ballpark card. First time to Tiger Stadium in this game. Cash has power, and there are home run chances on the park. 2-6, but that's not one of them. That's a ground ball to second. So Cash is out of there. 1 away for Bill Freehand. (2-1), possible error on a ground ball. Freehand, 6-4, fly to center, so no error to worry about. 2 down. 2 down for Don Wirt. The recently departed Don Wirt, by the way. I think he passed away last week. Gibson, 3-5. That's a strikeout chance. 16 too much. 6-5. It's ground ball to short. Easy 1-2-3 inning for Bob Gibson. We go to the third. It's still 4-0 St. Louis. Lolich would like to get him through the inning so they can pinch hit for him. He's going to bat second next inning. He has faced 4 batters. He can face 5 before he tires, but they want to get him through the inning if possible. Lolich to McCarver, 2-4 ballpark card going to Tiger Stadium again for McCarver. That's a 4-2, and it is a home run to center field. Against lefties, it's an 8, but that's a 20, so it's just going to be a deep fly to center field. 1 away. Tigers catch a break there. Here comes Mike Shannon. 2-4, ballpark card again, going right back to Tiger Stadium. 3-2, that's a fly to center. Put away again by Northrup. 2 up and 2 down for Julian Javier. Lolich is now technically tired because he's faced 6 batters, but they're going to keep him going to get through the inning. 4-3, it's a range play. Go to Javier. 5-1, it's a fly to the left. Again, Horton has another chance in a range check. He needs a 3 or less. And he can't get it. That's second failed range play on Horton. It's just going to be a single for Javier. So he is aboard with 2 outs. Nothing on the strategy. Here's Dow Maxville. 5-5, that's a strikeout chance. 10, too high. Maxville, 1-5, star 3, ground ball to short. And that will do it, and that's going to do it for Lolich. Lolich is going to go 2 1/3 innings. And he's not going to give up anything. Sorry, 1 hit. Give it 1 hit, no runs. Walked no one, struck out 1. So Lolich did his job. And now the Tigers will be looking to the bench for a pinch hitter. And as you can see, their bench there may or may not be the best in the world. You got Euler, Price, Stanley, Green, Matthews, and Lumpy. So it looks like it's going to be Eddie Matthews in his Houston Astros garb that's going to be doing the pinch hitting. Eddie Matthews doing the pinch hitting. But Trzewiski's going to lead off first before there's any pinch hitting. It will be Trzewiski, then the pinch hitter Matthews, and then McAuliffe. Bottom of the third, 4-0 Cardinals. Gibson to Trzewiski, 5-2 is a walk chance, 17, way too high for that. Go to Trzewiski, 4-4, it's a ground ball to short. 1 away, and now here comes Eddie Matthews, the pinch hitter. Gibson, 6-1, possible error. 5-6, and that is a power result to center field. That's a 1, so it's going to be a single to center, but now we need to roll for an error as well. Curt Flood's error rating is only a 2. And there will not be an error. It's just a single for Eddie Matthews. Pinch hit single for Matthews. So Matthews reaches on the pinch hit single. And that'll bring up the top of the order and Dickie McAuliffe. Oh, focus got messed up, sorry. Not sure how that happened, but somehow it did. Let's see if that fixes it. That should be better now, hopefully. All right. Gibson, 3-1, range play at the park. We're going to Tiger Stadium for a range play. 3-2, that is a fly to center. We're checking the range of Curt Flood. He's a 4. 1-4, he makes the catch. He does not. It's a possible single or a double. It will be a single to center field. Single to center by McAuliffe. Eddie Matthews does not run well. He run decent as a 3, better than I thought he was. Single to center, get from first to third. You lose 1, makes him a 2. Flood is a 0. So 1-2 to get to third base. It's a 6. It's possibly going to be thrown out. Flood is a 0 arm. So 1-3, we go to the third die roll. 4 through 6, he just holds. And he holds. So runners at first and second with 1 out for Jim Northrup. Maybe the second time around they're starting to hit Gibson a little bit better. 6-6, strikeout chance, 8, got him. As soon as I say that, Gibson gets mad and strikes him out. 2 down now in a clutch situation for Al Kaline. Gibson to Kaline. 5-3, that's a strikeout chance, 11, too high. We go to Kaline. 4-3, and that is a star 5. Fly to left field. That's going to do it. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. We played 3 at Tiger Stadium, and the score is still 4-0 favor of the Cardinals. And now Detroit will need a new pitcher. Coming up for the Cardinals, it'll be Gibson, and then the top of the order, Brock and Flood. So right, left, right. So it may not matter who you bring in as far as lefty, righty, because it just, there's multiple options there. They're going to go with Wickersham. He has the most batters face at 9. So they're going with Wickersham. He's going to come on and pitch. No double switch. We're just going to have straight up have Wickersham pitch. And he'll be facing Bob Gibson. Tabby's busy eating her food, so she's not interested in the game right now. If the Tigers score a run, she might perk up. Wickersham, 6-5, blank. We go to Gibson. 1-1, fly to right field. K-line is there, 1 away. For Lou Brock, 1 for 2. 6-6, blank. We go to Brock. 3-5, and that is a single to center field. Second hit of the game for Brock. His attempt is a 9. Cannot get the lead, so he stands where he is. And here's Curt Flood. 4-4, and that's a home run question mark. Right-hander 1-7. That's a 2. It passes, but Flood needs a 1 to hit a home run against a righty. Can't get it, but he does get the swing. Flood, 3-3, star 2, ground ball to second, possible double play. He's a 1-0, halfway makes it a 2. The pivot at short, Trzaskowski is a 0. So 1-2, and they turn a double play. 6, that means runner advances. So the only play is to first base, and Brock will take second. 2 outs now for Roger Maris. Maris homered and struck out. Wickersham, 4-1. That's a blank to a lefty. 6-6. It's a fly to right field, and that's going to end the inning. So the Tiger bullpen has kind of held the fort, but they're already down 4-0, and the offense looks anemic. And they were anemic at the end of the regular season. They got into the playoffs because Boston lost their last game, not because the Tigers won. So I won't say they backed into it, but they kind of did. So now Gibson will be facing Horton, Cash, and Freehand here in the bottom of the 4th. Gibson, 5-5. Ball 1 on a wild pitch. 6-6 is a strikeout chance. 17's too much. We go to Horton. 4-5, and that is a fly to center. 1 down for Norm Cash. 6-4 for Gibson. Strikeout chance. 4, got it. Cash is out of there, and here's Freehand. 4-3. That's a home run question mark to a right-hander. 1-14. It passes. Freehand needs a 1-13 for the home run. And he got it. Tigers finally on the board. Is a breakthrough against Gibson with a solo home run by Bill Freehand. Needed a 13 or less, got a 7. So Tigers are finally on the board, 4-1. As bad as it's been early on, they're still technically in the game, so anything can happen in an inside pitch. 6-1, possible error. Wirt. 2-3, and that is a star 4. Ground ball to first, so we've got a possible error, but that's a 19. And first baseman Cepeda is only a 5, so he'll make the play and flip to Gibson to end the inning. But at the end of 4, it is now 4-1 Cardinals. So at least they have proven that Gibson is human, giving up a run. He is human after all. Due up for the Cardinals is Orlando Cepeda. Wickersham. Wickersham bats second next inning, so I'd like to get Wickersham through this inning. He can face 9 batters. He's faced 4, so he's in good shape that way. Wickersham Cepeda, 2-4 range play. The range plays have not been in the Tigers' favor in this game. 2-6, that's a power result to left field. That's a 3, so that would be a single to left, but again, Horton has failed the 2 range plays he's had to date. This is his 3rd try. He's a 3. And he does make this one. So finally, Horton gets to 1. And that's 1 away for Tim McCarver. 1-2, blank, go to McCarver. 1-4, star 4, ground ball to short. So the Cardinals really haven't done a thing since they got Earl Wilson out of the game. They've done nothing against the Tiger bullpen. 5-4, strikeout chance 20 is too much. 4-6 fly to center to end the inning. And I really hated taking Wilson out in the first inning, but I felt like I had to. So nothing doing for the Cardinals. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's 4-1. And Wickersham will end up pitching 2 innings and giving up just the 1 hit and nothing else. No runs, no walks, no strikeouts. And he will be lifted for a pinch hitter. And we'll figure out who that pinch hitter is going to be. Probably Lenny. I'm going to guess Lenny Green is going to be the pinch hitter. So we're going to go ahead and pinch hit with Lenny Green. He will do the pinch hitting for the Tigers. 278 hitter, best hitter they have on the bench. It'll be Trzaskowski, Green, and McAuliffe due up for the Tigers. Oops, Wickersham is done. So let's get Wickersham out of there. So it's Trzaskowski, Green, and McAuliffe, and that's it for Wickersham. Green, your pinch hitter. Trzaskowski grounded to short his first time up. 5-2, and that's a walk chance. 8 will walk him. So a leadoff walk, and that brings up Lenny Green, the pinch hitter. 278 hitter. 1-5, strikeout, 4, got him. Lenny Green out on strikes. 1 away for McAuliffe. Nothing going on there. Gibson, 6-6, strikeout, 9, got him. McAuliffe is out on strikes. That'll bring up Northrup. Nothing on the strategy. Gibson, 4-1, strikeout, 17's too much. We go to Northrup. 6-6 is a ground ball back to Gibson to finish off the inning with no issues. The walk, but nothing else. At the end of 5, it's 4-1. And now the Tigers need a new pitcher. Coming up for the Cardinals, it'll be Javier, Maxfield, and Gibson, 3 right-handers. So the the Tigers will go to Pat Dobson out of the bullpen. So Pat Dobson is on to pitch. Facing Javier, Maxfield, and Gibson. Dobson, 3-5, and that's the ballpark card going to Tiger Stadium for Javier. 5-3, and that's a rare play. Look at that right off the bat. Rare play, bases empty on the 5-3. So now we go to rare play, bases empty. If there's injuries, they happen for this game only. 63. 3-2 pitch called a ball for a walk. Pitcher argues and gets thrown out of the game. Okay, interesting. First batter faced by Dobson. He walks Javier and gets ejected. Go figure. Dobson is out of there. Faced one batter and he walked him and argued and got thrown out. And now the Tigers will need another pitcher. And they are going to Mike Marshall. He is going to come in and pitch. Mike Marshall. Where is his card? Now I can't find. Don't tell me I can't find his card. His card must be hiding behind somebody else, because for some reason I can't find his card. Unless it got stuck to somebody else's card. Hold on. Let me make sure nothing got funky on this. No, nothing there. I don't know where my Mike Marshall card went. This is very strange. I guess I won't use Mike Marshall because I can't find his card. Isn't that funny? Very weird. So what I will do instead of Mike Marshall, we'll have Fred Lasher. Fred Lasher will come into the game and pitch. I don't know what happened to Marshall. I had everything out here when I was putting my lines together, so I don't know what happened to his card. Very, very strange. Didn't go in the pinch hitters. I don't know what happened to him. I really don't. Make sure he didn't get mixed in with the Cardinals, but I don't think he did. That is a mystery. I will have to figure out what happened to his card, so he can come back and pitch the rest of the series. If not, Lasher's going to have to take his place on the roster. All right, so Javier is on. His attempt is a 3. Nothing doing. So here's Maxville. Lasher to Maxville, 2-5. Ballpark card going back to Tiger Stadium for Dal Maxville. Has no power. 5-1, but it's a rare play again. Second rare play in a row. This one with people on base. Second rare play with people on base. 22. Fly ball to center field caught with the lead runner tagging and moving up a base. The play is appealed and the runner is called out leaving early. How about that? It's a fly ball to center. For some reason, Javier wanted to tag and go to third. They say he left early, so we're going to call it 8-6-3, a double play. I guess that's why it's called rare play. Don't know why he tagged up from first base, but hey, something must have happened. But it's very rare that you see that done. But lo and behold, it was. So 2 quick outs and Bob Gibson, the batter. No, you don't, Marlon. You certainly don't. This is definitely an amateur operation compared to the other channel. No question about it. 2-5, ballpark card again for Tiger Stadium. Trying to avoid a rare play. 6-1 we do. It's a ground ball right in front of the plate, and Freehand takes care of it. So we go to the bottom of the 6th, and again, the Detroit bullpen has been stellar. But is it going to be enough? They gave Gibson a 4-run lead. It may be too much to ask them to overcome that. So Tigers now will send Kaline, Horton, and Cash. Heart of the order. Gibson, 2-1. Possible error on a ground ball. 5-1, single to left. There is no error with a 12 there, but it will be a single for Kaline. He's 2 for 3. He cannot attempt to go anywhere. And there is no balk or pickoff. So here's Willie Horton. Flown to center twice. 3-4. Strikeout plus. He's going to get him. Strikeout for Gibson. And for Gibson, that is strikeout number 5. And here's Norm Cash. Nothing on the Havoc. Gibson 2-6, and that is a pitcher result. 1-15. I'm sorry, 1's a star line. That's a 16, so it's a blank. We go to Cash. 6-2, single past first base. On the chart, first to third on a S3. You need only a 2 to get there. Kaline's a 4, so he will take third base automatically. Runners at the corners with 1 out. And maybe the third time around they're starting to get to Gibson. We shall see. Infield is back for the double play. Gibson to Freehand, who homered his last time up. 2-6. Pitch result again. 1-15 is a single. That's a 3 against a right-hander. That's going to be a single. S1. That will score Kaline to make it 4-2. And on S1 to get to third, you need a 4 or better. Cash is only a 2, so he will hold at second base. But it's now 4-2 as Bill Freehand has driven in both runs. And that brings up Don Wirt. Gibson to Wirt, 4-3. That's a home run question mark. 1-14. It passes. Wirt's a 5. 1-5, and the Tigers will actually take the lead. No, they do not. So Wirt will swing it, though. 2-2, and he doubles to right field. Don Wirt with a double. That will score Cash. The double went to right. Maris is a -1 arm. Freehand runs at a 3. A double to right to get from first to third. You gain 2. I'm sorry, hold on here. Double. First to home. What am I saying? First to third. First to home double is a -1. So Freehand's a 3. He's a -1. It's also, so it's a 1 basically. He needs a 1 to get to score. And he does not. He's got to hold at third base. But Don Wirt, an RBI double, and it's a 4-3 ball game. And here's Trzaskowski, and Lasher is going to be replaced for a pinch hitter coming up very shortly. And now you wonder if the Cardinal bullpen might start to stir a bit as they're starting to get to Gibson. Infield is going to play in. Infield is in. Gibson. 2-2 ballpark card going to Tiger Stadium for Trzaskowski. 1-1 home run to the pull side, but he's only a 3, so that's going to be an out. But any failed home run is an automatic sacrifice fly. So sacrifice fly to left, and we have a tie ball game. The Cardinals have given up their lead. It is now a 4-4 game. And Lasher will be called back for a pinch hitter. And it's going to be, we may have to go to the righties because the only lefty on the bench is Lumpy, and he's terrible. But really all they got on the bench is terrible as well. Best they have is Jim Price. 261 hitter. He is the backup catcher. But they have to hope that Freehand doesn't get ejected or hurt. So Price will come on, see if the price is right. Got Gibson on the ropes. 4-4 game now. Nothing's happening. Gibson to Price. 6-3 strikeout plus got him. That's going to end the inning. But 3 runs for the Tigers. They have tied the score. It is 4-4. And we need a new pitcher for Detroit. And yep, they are. If they run out of pitchers, I'll have to run and get Mike Marshall. I don't know. But right now, they're going with the guy who can give them the most innings, I do believe, and that's or most batters face. That's John Hiller, the lefty. He was also a part-time starter. Did start 6 games, relieved in 17 of them. So John Hiller is on, facing the top of the order. Lasher pitched 1 inning, walked the batter, and that was it. Gave up nothing else. So the Tiger bullpen has pitched 5 1/3 shutout innings of only giving up 2 hits, whereas Earl Wilson gave up 5 hits in 2/3 of an inning. So very, very strange situation there. So now Hiller will be facing Lou Brock. It is now a brand new ball game, 7 in the 7th. All right, Hiller to Brock. 1-5. That's a home run question mark. A 1 fails, so Lou Brock cannot hit the home run. Go to Brock, 4-3, and it's a ground ball to first. 1 away for Kurt Flood. 2-4. That's a walk chance. 16, too high. Go to Flood. 3-3, star 2. That's going to be a fly to left. 2 down, and here's Roger Maris. Hiller, 3-2 is a strikeout chance. 1 got him. So John Hiller goes 1, 2, 3, and the Cardinals are stunned as we go to the 7th inning stretch. Here in Detroit, we have a tie game at 4. And we'll check Gibson for fatigue. He can face 28 batters. He has faced 27. So he's right on that fatigue line. And we do have lefties coming up for the Tigers. Only lefty in the bullpen, though, is their closer, Joe Horner. So they may have to go to somebody else. Or do you trust Gibson to come back and pitch? I think Gibson's earned the right to keep going until he's actually fatigued. So he's going to try it. Come back out. In the bullpen for the Cardinals, they do have right-handed relief pitcher is this guy. I guess it's pronounced Lamabi, maybe Lamabe, but I'm thinking Lamabi. 4-7, 3.20 ERA and 5 saves. He's in the bullpen. I'm going to call it Lamabi because I don't know. But he is in the bullpen. But right now, Gibson's got to get through this 7th inning. Gibson 1-4 is a walk chance. 17 will walk him. So it's a leadoff walk. And now Gibson is tired. That was batter 28. Here comes batter 29. It's Northrup. And these parentheses roll and Gibson has to come out. 6-3 is a blank to a lefty, so Northrup will swing it. 6-6, ground ball back to Gibson, possible double play. He's a 2. Infield, he has nothing. The infield, with a hit to the pitcher, you actually lose 1, drops it to a 1. The pivot would be the shortstop. Maxwell, he's a -1, so we got a 0 for a double play chance. And it's a 6, so the runner's actually runner advance. 1-3, and McAuliffe will take second base. So McAuliffe is now in scoring position with 1 out. And Gibson to K-line, who's 2 for 3 against him. 3-3 is a range play. We're going to K-line for the range. 2-3, ground ball to second. We're checking the range of Javier, who's only a 2. 2 or less to catch this. And he does. How about that? He makes the play. Saves a run, at least for now. McAuliffe just moved to third, but now there are 2 outs for Willie Horton. Gibson looking to at least finish the inning. He does not want a reliever to come in and give up an inherited run that would go against him. So he's going after Horton. 4-5, and that's a single. He was fatigued, so the single gives it up. That's it for Gibson. He's got to come out. Tigers lead it 5-4. They went with Gibson as long as they could. Maybe 1 batter too many. And that means Jake Lamabi will have to come in and pitch because Gibson hit the fatigue roll. RBI single for Horton makes it 5-4 favor of the Tigers. Gibson's going to go 6 2/3. And we'll see what he does as far as hits and runs. Give him a hit here, 5, 6, 8. Give him up 9 hits. Walked 1, 2. Struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got him for 6 strikeouts. So far, he's given up 5 runs, all earned. He is responsible for Horton on base. So Jack Lamabi, like I said, I think that's how you pronounce it. He is there. Willie Horton is on base, but he has no attempt. But we'll do check for a pickoff. And there is no pickoff. Lamabi to Cash. 4-2, and that is a walk chance. 20 is too high. Go to Cash. 6-2, single pass first. S3 to get from first to third. All you need is a 2, and Horton is a 2, and with 2 outs is actually a 3. So we got runners on the corners. Runners are on the corners with 2 outs for Bill Freehand, and he's been in trouble. He's homered and he's singled. Lamabi trying to get out of it. Trying not to put any more runs on Gibson. 3-2 is a blank. We go to Freehand. 5-6, and that's against a righty. It's a ground ball to short to end the inning. But the Tigers take the lead in the 7th. That fatigue single from Horton off of Bob Gibson was the difference. And now it is now a 5-4 game, and John Hiller's got a chance to get a win. So we closed the book on Gibson. He gave up 5 runs all earned. So we go to the top of the 8th. And it will be Cepeda, McCarver, and Shannon due up against John Hiller, who only faced 3 batters. He can face 6, so he's still in good shape at this point. Cardinals are stunned, just as stunned as the Tiger fans were in the first inning. The Cardinals I think, are more stunned of the things that have happened since then. Hiller, 1-3, ball 1 on a wild pitch. Cardinals got to wake up. 5-1, hit by pitch. 14, but a -10, no hit by pitch. Cepeda, 6-5, grounds it to first. Cash is there, 1 away for Tim McCarver. Hiller, 4-1, strikeout 20 is too much. We go to Hiller. I'll go to McCarver, rather. 3-5 for McCarver is a fly to center. 2 down. And the Cardinals have done nothing since the first inning. Take the first inning away, they've had a 2-hit shutout thrown at them. Here's Shannon by the Tiger bullpen. 5-2 is a strikeout chance. 18 is too much. We go to Shannon. 5-4, star 5. That is a ground ball to third, and that's going to end the inning. And that's going to be it for Hiller. He pitches 2 perfect innings with 1 strikeout. And he's in line to get the win. Fred Gladding would come in and try to save it in the 9th. He is their closer. So we go to the bottom of the 8th, 5-4. And due up for the Tigers, it's Wirt, Trzaskowski, and a pinch hitter for Hiller. But they really have not much left on the bench to pinch hit. They've got Lumpy, Stanley, and Euler. I guess Lumpy's the best they got average-wise. So Lamabi still going to be in there. He only faced 2 batters, so he's still good to go for relief. And Don Wirt is your batter, followed by Trzaskowski and the pinch hitter, Lumpy. And then Ray Euler is going to come in and play short for Trzaskowski. Much better defensive player in the top of the 9th. All right, Lamabi to Wirt. 4-2. That's a walk chance. 4. And he did walk him. Leadoff walk. And now they have bullpen action again for the Cardinals. Joe Horner, their lefty. And they also have right-handed action with Ron Willis. Willis, the righty, and Horner, the lefty. That's who they have. Trzaskowski will hit, and then he'll be replaced at short by Euler after the fact. Strategy roll, nothing happening. Lamabi to Trzaskowski. 1-6. That's a strikeout chance to a righty, but too much, so Trzaskowski will swing it. 2-4, and that's a fly to center. 1 away. And now, pinch hitter, Jerry Lumpy. He will pinch hit. Euler will come into the game to play shortstop. That'll leave Mickey Stanley as the only Only bench player remaining, only bullpen guys remaining are Gladding and Aguirre. Tigers have had to use most everybody. So Lumpy to pinch hit for the Tigers. A robust 232 average. And Euler will be the new shortstop for the Tigers. He's a 5.9 and a 0. So that helps their defense in the ninth. Much better range. So Mickey Stanley alone on the bench now. Last bench player remaining. Lamabi to Lumpy. Nothing going on. Lamabi 3-5, and that is a strikeout chance. 12 too high. We go to Lumpy. 4-2, and that's a single to right field for Lumpy. Single to right, Wirtz a 3. Single to right, first to third. You add 2 to make him a 5. Maris is a -1, so it's a 1-4. And he makes it. So now we have runners on the corners. And with McAuliffe and Northrup coming up, that's going to be it for Lamabi. They're going to the left-hander out of the bullpen. Joe Horner, their closer. So Horner will be coming on to try to keep the score at a 1-run game. And that's it for Lamabi. So we go to Horner. Runners at the corners and only one out. Lamabi pitches 2/3 of an inning. Gives up 2 hits, a walk, and no strikeouts, and he's got responsibility of 2 runs possibly scoring against him. So McAuliffe is your batter. Lefty on lefty matchup with Joe Horner. Runners at the corners, and the infield is in. They can't afford to take a chance that there would be a double play because you just don't know what happens here. You just don't know what might happen in this situation. So Horner to McAuliffe with the infield in. Strategy rolls are still involved. Nothing going on. I don't think Lumpy's going to try to steal. In fact, he has no way to steal. So Horner. 5-3, strikeout chance 19 is too high. We go to McAuliffe. 1-6, it's a ground ball to second. With the infield in, Wirt drops to a 1, so they will hold him there. The only play is to first base with the infield in. So Lumpy will take second, but now second and third with 2 outs for Jim Northrup. K-line on deck, so you don't want to walk Northrup, that's for sure. 1, nothing happening. Horner to Northrup. 1-1, walk chance 5, and he just did what he wasn't supposed to do. He walks Northrup to get to K-line. Now the question is, do you bring in a righty to face K-line? Although Horner is one of your better relievers. Boy. K-line has a straight-up home run on his card against a lefty, too. But Horner's got some good numbers against righties on his card. They're going to stick with Horner. He's the best they got. So I think they're going to stick with him through thick and thin. But the bases are loaded with 2 outs. And Al Kaline, the batter. Horner. 3-5. That's a strikeout chance. 11 too high. We go to Kaline. 6-4, he's going to fly to right, and that's going to end the inning. So Horner gets out of it, keeps the score where it is at 5-4. For the Cardinals, they get no runs on 1 hit, and they leave them loaded. And we go to the 9th. Last chance for the Cardinals. We'll check their bench for pinch hitters because they've got the bottom of the order coming up. Fred Gladding will be on to pitch for the Tigers. He is their closer, and he will be coming on. In fact, he's the last. Him and Aguirre, the only 2 left in the bullpen. So it's Gladding and Aguirre. That's it. And, of course, Ray Euler is your new shortstop. So Fred Gladding is in. That leaves Aguirre as the only bullpen arm left, and leaves Mickey Stanley as the only bench player left. Julian Javier will hit. He's a 281 hitter, but they will get a hitter from Maxville. Maxville only hits 227. So they're going to go to Bobby Tolan as a pinch hitter. Will the Cardinals. He will hit. Tolan will hit for Maxville. And if it goes extra innings, they have Brassode, I guess is how you pronounce his name. He would play shortstop if it goes there. Cardinals will worry about that if it gets there. Then they'll need a pinch hitter for Horner after that, because Horner would be up next following that. So Julian Javier is going to face Fred Gladding. Top of the ninth, 5-4 Tigers. Gladding to Javier, 4-6, and that's a possible error on a ground ball. 3-3, that's a ground ball to short. They just brought in Euler, who's a 9, and he makes an error. What do you bring in your best defensive player, and he makes an error. E6. Go figure. Trzaskowski would have also made the error as well. So what are you going to do about that? So now Javier needs a 2 to get the lead. He cannot get it. He will hold. And now the pinch hitter, Bobby Tolan, is up with a tying run at first base and nobody out. Gladding to Tolan. 2-1, walk chance, 11. He walks out of 10. Stadium adds 3. It will be a walk. And all of a sudden now the Cardinals threaten with 2 on and nobody out. And Joe Horner will be lifted for a pinch hitter. And I said Brousseau would come in and play short if it goes extra innings or to the bottom of the ninth even. But we need a pinch hitter. It's really a good bunt situation, but I don't know. I think you need some hitting here. Don't think he will give up outs. So the highest average man they have left on the bench is the backup catcher, Dave Ricketts. He's also a switch hitter. So Ricketts is going to come on as a pinch hitter. Only problem is he is susceptible to the double play. So you got to be careful about that. So here we go, Gladding to Ricketts. Nothing happening there. Gladding, 2-1, walk chance, 16 too high. We go to Ricketts. 4-3, and that's a star 6, which is a ground ball to short, possible double play. 3, nothing. It keeps it a 3. Halfway is a 4. The pivot at second. McAuliffe is a 0. 1-4, it's a double play. That's a 5, so it's going to be fielder's choice. They throw out Tolan. It's going to go 6-4 on the fielder's choice. So Ricketts reaches on the fielder's choice. Going to third with 1 out is Javier. And now you got Lou Brock. And now the Tigers are forced to play the infield in because you don't figure you can double up Lou Brock. So the infield is in. Infield is in. Tabby's up on her feet now too with this excitement. 2, but nothing's happening there. You're not going to have Ricketts try to steal. He has no attempt to steal. So Gladding to Brock with the infield in. 1-6 strikeout. 19 is too much. We go to Brock. 2-1, and against a right-hander, it's a single pass third, and we got a tie ball game. Scoring is Javier. Ricketts, who runs at a 3. S5, he has to stop at second base. But the ball game is now tied. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Gladding a blown save. The only guy left in the bullpen is Aguirre. Unless you can find Mike Marshall. I don't know if I can find Mike Marshall. So Gladding now to face Kurt Flood. This is batter number 5. He can face 7. First and second. Looking for the double play. Oh, focus is messed up. Sorry. See if that fixes it. Hopefully. Gladding to Flood. 1-6, strikeout 17. Too much. That double die is getting some high numbers. Flood, 3-6, star 1, ground ball to first, possible double play. However, when you hit it to first, you don't get that bonus. So that's a 1, 0. To pivot it short, Euler is a 0. So it's a 1 for a double play. And it's a 5. So it's going to be fielder's choice, 3-6 as they get Ricketts at second base. 3-6. I'm sorry, they get Brock at second base, 3-6. Ricketts will take third. Ricketts takes third. Flood reaches on the fielder's choice. So now Roger Maris is your batter. Runners are at the corners and 2 outs. Nothing happening there. Maris to Gladding, or Gladding to Maris, actually. 1-3, strikeout 1, got him. Cardinals tie it. We go to the bottom of the 9th here in Detroit. And the Cardinals will need a new pitcher. Joe Horner, let's figure out what Horner did. Well, Gladding's pretty much done, I think. He could face one more, so I'll leave him in there. Let's see. Horner faced 3 batters, walked 1, didn't strike anybody out. Let's see, he pitched 2/3 of an inning, nothing else. So now, Cardinals will go to the bullpen, and they will bring on the right-hander, Ron Willis. Ron Willis. What you talking about, Willis, is in the game. He can face 5 batters. No double switch because he's only faced 5 batters. And Willie Horton looking to try to get a walk-off here in the bottom of the 9th of a 5-5 game. Very interesting World Series game number 1. Willis to Horton, 4-5, and that is a possible error on a ground ball. Go to Horton. 2-5, that's a ground ball to third. That's a 3. Shannon's a 17. It will be an error. E5 on Mike Shannon. And Horton's aboard. Horton is aboard. That brings up Norm Cash. Only bench player is Mickey Stanley if we get to the pitcher spot. Mickey Stanley's the only guy left to have to pinch hit. Willis now to Cash. 1-1, not tired. We go to Cash. 1-6, that's a double to right field. This could do it. A double to right field. Horton runs at a 2. Maris is a -1, so he's a 2, drops him down to a 1. A double to right to score from first. You lose 1, so it makes him a 0, so Horton has to hold at third base. Would have been nice to have Mickey Stanley run for him, but then if you get the pitcher spot, you got no pinch hitters, so that's why I didn't do that. But you got second and third now with nobody out, and they will intentionally walk Bill Freehan to load the bases, set up a force at any base, and pitch to Don Wirt, Ray Euler, and presumably Mickey Stanley. But first things first, they got to get Don Wirt. Focus went out again. Hold on. Hold on. I'll fix it. Hold on. Okay. Now Tabby's making noise. Now she's over here wanting to... No, Tabby. We don't need a feline delay. No. Stay there. Come here. Come here. Get up on your perch and stay here. There you go. Stay there. You stay there, Tabby. All right. Bases are loaded. Nobody out. Infield is in, obviously. Willis pitching to Don Wirt. No strategy roll needed. Willis, 1-3. That's a strikeout to a righty. That's a 4. He struck him out. Big strikeout there. And here's Ray Euler, a 207 hitter. Mickey Stanley, the last pinch hitter, is on deck. So he would be used to pinch hit for Gladding. Then they bring in Gary, their last available pitcher. At least of the relief pitchers. All right, so again, no strategy roll needed. Infield is back. Although, if you wanted to be gutsy, you could try for the double play because he's a 3 and that's a +1. That's awful tempting to do that. So, they're going to play for the double play. They're going to play back for the double play. 2-2, strikeout chance, 7, got him, didn't need a double play, struck him out. So back-to-back strikeouts, and now Mickey Stanley, the last available pinch hitter, on the bench for the Tigers. Mickey can be a hero. Not Billy, but Mickey could be a hero. And Hank Aguirre would pitch the 10th if it got to that. So now the infield is back, bases loaded, 2 outs. Ron Willis. Ron Willis is now tired. He's faced 5 batters. This will be batter number 6. He can only face 5. He's tired, but they're going to trust him to get out of the inning. Actually, I'm not counting it. I know RJL does, but I do not. The intentional walk was not stressful, so I'm actually not counting him as being tired till the next batter, which there wouldn't be a next batter. It'd be the end of the inning or the game would be over. So he's not tired. I take it back. He's not tired. Willis, 2-6. Strikeout chance, 2, got him. Willis comes back and strikes out the side after loading the bases, and we have extra innings. Unbelievable pitching by Ron Willis. Sends this game to extra innings, and Hank Aguirre is the last remaining pitcher for the Tigers, unless I go to one of their starters or unless I can find Mike Marshall. And the Tigers are out of bench players. They have nobody left. They got to go with who they have. They used everybody they had to get to this point, so there's nobody left. So Hank Aguirre is on. He is the 8th pitcher used by the Tigers in this game. And he'll be facing Cepeda, McCarver, and Shannon. I'm about to run out of room on my score sheet as well. Cepeda, McCarver, and Shannon due up. Aguirre to Cepeda. 4-1 to blank. We go to Cepeda. 3-3, single to second base. So Cepeda, leadoff single. His attempt is a 3. Nothing happening there. Here's McCarver, lefty on lefty. Aguirre is a -2 double play factor, so it's going to be hard for them to turn a double play. 6-6, possible error. McCarver, 1-6. That's a double to right field for McCarver. Good grief. Double to right. Cepeda runs at a 3. A double to right, you lose 1, makes him a 1, makes him a 2. And then outfielder arm Kaline's a -1, makes him a 1. So he needs a 1 to score. He does not. He holds at third base. So second and third, nobody out. As Aguirre has given up a single and a double. And here's Mike Shannon. Infield in, obviously. They have no choice. Aguirre facing Shannon. Second and third, infield in. 6-1. He's not tired, so there's no single there. Here's Shannon. 1-6. Fly to left. Could be a sacrifice fly. He's a 1. Not going to work that way. Left fielder arm. Horton's a 0. Cepeda runs at a 3. 1-3. He'll score. He does. Sacrifice fly off the bat of Mike Shannon. And the Cardinals lead it 6-5. Sacrifice fly by Shannon. That brings up Julian Javier with a runner at second and 1 out. 4-1 blank. We go to Javier. 4-1 again. Power result to left field against the lefty. It only goes to 3, though. That's an 18, so it's just a deep fly to left by Javier. 2 down for Ed Brousseau. However you pronounce his name, I don't know. But he's the shortstop in place of Maxwell. He's a 2-18 and a 0. So Brousseau, Aguirre facing Brousseau with 2 outs. Runner still at second base. 3-6, strikeout 11 got him to end the inning. But the Cardinals pick up a run in the 10th, and they lead it 6-5 as we go to the bottom of the 10th. And the Cardinals will need a new pitcher. And that pitcher is going to be... Boy, who do they go to that got a save? They're going to go to Larry Jaster. He was a starting pitcher most of the time. 23 starts, but he did have 11 relief appearances and 3 saves. So Larry Jaster is going to be your new pitcher for the Cardinals. Willis went 1 inning, and he gave up a hit, no runs, 1 intentional walk, and 3 strikeouts. So Jaster will be on, and he will be facing the top of the order, McAuliffe, Northrup, and Kaline here in the bottom of the 10th. And so Tigers had nobody left. There's no use even showing their bullpen anymore, or the reserves anymore. They have nobody left. They have no one left to turn to. All right, so Jaster is your pitcher there. They still have Washburn and Woodashek in the bullpen, if it happens to go extra another 11th inning or whatever. Let's fix the focus again. Every time I put a card or do something on it, it messes up the focus. Probably something on my phone I can adjust where it to take the autofocus off or whatever. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm not technically savvy, so I don't really know. All right. So Jaster to McAuliffe. 5-4, and that's a walk chance. That's an 18. He walks it at a 19. So Dick McAuliffe, a leadoff walk, and he is the tying run. Nothing on the strategy. Here's Northrup. Jaster to Northrup. 3-3 is a blank. We go to Northrup's card. 6-4, ground ball to short, possible double play. He's a 2. Double play here's a 3. Halfway is a 4. Second base pivot Javier's a -1, makes it a 3. 1-3, it's a double play. And it is. Double play, 6-4-3. That killed the rally right there. He was only a 1 bunter, so I really didn't see any point in bunting because he was terrible. Kaline still has a chance. 2 outs and the base is clear. 6-1 blank. 4-2, and it's going to line it hard right to Javier, and there's your ball game. Cardinals survive 6-5 over the Tigers. 6-5 ball game. Winner is Willis. The save goes to Jaster, and the loser is Aguirre. Wow, interesting ball game. My score sheet is pretty much nuts at this point. Let's see, the Tigers got 1, 3, 4, 8, 10, 11, 12 hits for the Tigers. And did they commit any errors? Yes, they had an error here, an error here. So 2 errors for the Tigers, 5, 12, and 2. Cardinals did not commit an error. How many hits do they have? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Looks like 10 hits if I'm counting this correctly. So for the Cardinals, 6-10-0. And for the Tigers, 5-12-2. Cardinals win game 1. Cardinals win game 1 despite blowing a 4-0 lead. They got a run in the 9th off of the closer Gladding and a run in the 10th off of Aguirre. And they were able to make it stand up. I don't know who to give the player of the game to. I don't know if there is a player of the game, particularly. Could give it to, well, McCarver was 2 for 5 with a home run he had the double to put him at second and third. And then the sacrifice fly by Shannon did it. For the Cardinals, Brock had 3 hits, but there's really not, I don't see anybody there that really stands out one way or the other. Freehan in a losing cause had a good game. I guess if I had to give it to anybody, I'd give it to McCarver because he had a home run here, and he had the double here that put runners at second and third and allowed the sacrifice fly to score. But really, you could give it to almost anybody you can think of. Nobody really stood out. So game 1 is in the books from Detroit. Cardinals lead at 1-0. Game 2 starters. It'll be Joe Sparma for the Tigers against Dick Hughes for the Cardinals. That would be game 2. And for game 2, Mike Marshall will be here, or he will be fined. So Mike Marshall will be here. If Mike Marshall does not show up, he will be fined and replaced on the roster by the right-handed pitcher, Fred Lasher. So one way or the other, he's got to show up. So that's the pitching matchup. If you want to look at the records of the pitchers, I can pull them out real quick. Dick Hughes, 16-6 with a 2.67 ERA. And for the Tigers, Joe Sparma. Joe Sparma was 16-9 with a 3.76 ERA. So those are the next starters scheduled for game 2. Game 3, like I said, Nelson Briles will be facing Denny McLain. So that's going to do it from here. Game 1 in the books. And like I said, I will find Mike Marshall. He's around somewhere. I know I just had him recently, so he's around somewhere. I just got to find him. I know he's here somewhere. And if he's not, he's going to get fined, suspended, and Fred Lasher will take over. So we either have Lasher or we will have Mike Marshall, one or the other. Let's see. Wickersham pitched 2 innings, so did Hiller. So I'll try to limit them if I can in relief. Dobson, of course, only faced 1 batter. He got ejected, so he's definitely fresh. Lasher only pitched 1 inning. He'll be fresh. Gladdy only went 1 inning, so did Aguirre. So most of them are going to be fresh. And same with the Cardinals. Nobody went more than 1 inning for the Cardinals in relief, so they should be good to go as well. Tabby, where did you go? I just saw her here a second ago. She was here a second ago, and I don't know where she went. Tabby. Oh, now she's here. Here you go, Tabby. Come here, Tabby. Come here, Tabby. Come here. There you go. Come here. All right. All right. All right. All right, Tabby. There you go. There's Tabby. Not too happy? No? Tabby? Tabby's upset because the Tigers lost, so she's not very happy right now. She is not happy because the Tigers lost. I can tell you that. She's making her feelings felt. Her tail is twitching, and she is just not happy right now. So she's going to go. Actually, she's the one that's going to go out. She's going to find Mike Marshall. Tabby says she's going to be on the hunt for Mike Marshall. She will track Mike Marshall down like he was a mouse. So Mike Marshall better be careful. Right, Tabby? She does have a lot to say about this game, don't you? You got a lot to say about this game, Tabby. You definitely have a lot to say about this game. Yeah, Frank, I'm not sure what happened to it. I thought I had it with my stack of cards. I may have to look in the Yankee cards because I was playing with the Yankees against the Tigers last time, and those cards' colorings are a lot alike. So if I had to guess, I would say he's probably stuck in the Yankee stack, but that's downstairs. So I'll have to go back and pull that out for next time. I used Fred Lasher in his place, and Lasher pitched well. He pitched an inning, no problem. So not having Marshall really didn't hurt them any. Didn't cost them the game. What cost them the game is giving up 4 runs in the first inning by 22-game winner Earl Wilson, who had I guess he was fatigued from being on RJL's channel and having to pitch. So I guess he couldn't handle the double duty. So he just, took it on the chin. Right, Tabby? Tabby? There you are. Get you a better look at Tabby. What do you say, Tabby? What do you have to say for yourself? Tabby. Tabby. How old is Tabby? She's about 11, I think, if I remember correctly. We've had her 10 years, and I think she was about a year old or so, maybe a year and a half. We got her right in July of 2014. So, there you go, Tabby. Boy, that tail is just twitching, too. That got a tail just twitching. Tabby. Tabby. Tabby, Tabby, Tabby. Tabby. No? Tabby, you're not interested? She's too upset about the game to be in modeling for pictures, I think. So I don't know if you can hear her squawking and making noise, but she sure is making some noise. I can hear her at least anyway. And again, that tail is going back and forth. So she's not too happy about it. I think she wants some privacy. She's like, why are you putting the camera in my face? What are you, the paparazzi? So anyway, yeah, she's upset about the game, but she's determined to go get Mike Marshall. She says Mike Marshall is guaranteed to be pitching in game number 2. So she will have him ready to go, and the Tigers are going to... She's guaranteeing a win. She's doing the old Joe Namath guarantee a win. She's guaranteeing a win for the Tigers in game 2. So Dick Hughes and the Cardinals, you better be ready because the Tigers are coming out swinging. That's what Tabby said. So let's go do it from here. Cardinals win, extra innings, 6-5. Take game 1 of the World Series. Next video on the channel will be possibly game 2 tomorrow night. If I get home in time and where I can play it, by about 9 o'clock or so tomorrow night. Game 2 would be tomorrow night. Then Monday morning, most likely, will be because it's Labor Day and I finally get a day off, will be the start of the 1987 replay, opening day. Cleveland Indians and the Toronto Blue Jays. That's the opening day game. That was the very first game played in the American League in 1987. So I'll be playing that one in Stratomatic Super Advanced, playing every game 1987 American League and scoring it on the Strat computer. So Tabby says that's a lot to keep up with, and she just wants to be left alone. So see if I can get an overhead of Tabby. See if we can get a better view here, overhead of Tabby here. This is a little thing I use to hold the phone. So Tabby, what do you got to say for yourself? Anything at all? No, not really. Nothing to say for yourself? Guess not. Tail is still twitching. All right, that's good to do it from here. But at least I'm glad it turned to a good game because in the first inning it looked like it was going to be a blowout and wasn't going to be much to see here. But Tigers, at least give them credit. They made it interesting. They battled back against Gibson, plugged away, and the bullpen was excellent. Bullpen from the 2nd to the 8th inning gave up nothing, but then they couldn't hold it in the 9th and the 10th. Now Tabby wants to get... What are you doing, Tabby? What are you doing? Oh, don't mess with this or my pen. I don't need you doing that. Tabby, now your tail's knocking over my cards. She says she doesn't care. All right, that's good to go from here. I got to clean up all the stuff that Tabby's knocked around and get everything set up for tomorrow night for game 2. So yes, definitely don't sleep on the Tigers. So Tabby says she thanks you all for tuning in on this Inside Pitch 1967 World Series Game 1, as her tail is still twitching. And she says, until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and Tabby and I both will see you down the road.